Your biggest challenges are not the things that are blocking you. They are your golden ticket you've been asking for. And I know that sounds completely backwards because when something painful, irritating, frustrating, frightening, or exhausting shows up in our lives, our first instinct is usually, how do I get rid of this? How do I make this stop? How do I get out of this as quickly as possible? But a fundamental law of reality that almost no one talks about is this. You don't move beyond the present moment by denying it. You move beyond it by receiving what it came to give to you. This is why your problem is often the solution in disguise. Not because the problem itself is something you prefer, and not because you need to pretend to love something that feels uncomfortable. That's not the point. The point is that every experience is bringing you something. Every fear, every delay, every doubt, every repeating pattern, every irritation, every shadow that rises to the surface is trying to show you something that you haven't yet seen. The moment you stop asking, how do I get rid of this? And start asking, why is this here? The trajectory changes. Self-doubt is a perfect example. Self-doubt doesn't mean that you're weak or that you're failing. It simply means that you've made an assumption about yourself that doesn't serve you. And that's why self-doubt can feel so convincing. It shows up dressed as common sense. It says, be realistic. Who do you think you are? Maybe this isn't possible for you. It doesn't feel like a limiting belief. It feels like the truth, but it isn't the truth. It's just a story you've repeated so many times that you've forgotten it's a story, and you've let it define you. Every negative experience we have serves a very important purpose. They are always a golden ticket in disguise, pointing you down a path that reveals something important about yourself. Every challenge and every fear is your best friend. A little alarm bell ringing saying, look here, I have an important discovery for you. You are always supported unconditionally in whatever limitation, fear, or lack you have chosen to explore and transform. Reality always fully supports you in your vibration, your beliefs, your definitions, and your assumptions. If you believe you are abundant, reality will support that. If you believe you're lacking, reality will support that. If you believe life is a struggle, it supports that too. Not because it's judging you, but because it loves you unconditionally in whatever choices you make. You see, the fundamental truth is that you are an abundant, limitless being. It's who you are. You can't be anything else. You can never lack abundance because abundance is always present. But you can absolutely experience an abundance of lack. You can experience an abundance of limitation, frustration, poverty, or fear. And reality will faithfully provide evidence for whatever you believe you continue to feed. The key, your golden ticket, is found by understanding this. The present moment is your point of power. And it's here for a reason. Always. There is something in it showing you, reflecting to you, offering you, revealing to you. And if you invalidate where you are, if you say, this should not be happening. I hate this. I need to get away from this. This is a mistake. I should be past this. This shouldn't be part of my path. Then you invalidate the very stepping stone that would actually take you beyond it. The doorway out of the challenge is hidden within the challenge itself, because there is no such thing as a mistake. There is only one place, here, There is only one time, now. Everything you'll ever transform must be transformed here and now, because this is the only point of power you ever have. Better experiences don't show up because you hate where you're at. You automatically flow into them because you finally received what this moment came to show you, used it, integrated it, and allowed the next thing to naturally unfold. When you allow it to be valid and discover the purpose it serves, it naturally transforms into something different. This is the paradox. The faster you try to escape where you are, the longer you typically remain energetically locked inside it, because your resistance is still a relationship with the thing you say you don't want. When you resist something, you feed it. You bond yourself to the energy of it. And because you are rejecting what the moment has brought you, it continues to resonate in your field. You're essentially invalidating what the present moment has brought to you. But when you say, I acknowledge this experience. I don't prefer it, but I'm not afraid of it. I don't reject it. I don't invalidate it. I don't choose this, but I can explore what it means and why it's here. I don't need to deny that it is here. Then the charge begins to neutralize. Remember, what you resist will always persist until you get the message. That is the difference between resistance and preference. Resistance says, this should not exist. Preference says, this exists. It has something to show me. It has something to teach me. I integrate this understanding and I now choose something else. Resistance and insistence are fear-based reactions. They keep you tangled with what you don't want. The moment you insist a negative experience should not be happening, you've missed the point. It's there for a reason. It's not a mistake. There is no such thing as a mistake. Believing such a thing is a disservice to you and your path of growth. There are only opportunities for expanding, evolving, and a new perspective to be discovered. Edison understood this beautifully. When he was asked how it felt to fail 2,000 times while trying to invent the light bulb, he said, I didn't fail. I just discovered 2,000 ways not to make a light bulb. Perspective changes everything. As we've talked about before, you don't get peace by hating war. You get peace by loving peace. That's a very different type of energy. You don't have to invalidate war to choose peace. War serves a purpose. It's a reflection of the collective consciousness. It wouldn't exist if the collective consciousness had not brought it into being. And by bringing it into being, it has been brought into the light, where it can finally be seen, understood, and then transformed. Never hate the darkness. Instead, honor the light. Look at your shadow and say, thank you, shadow. If it weren't for you, I would not see the light so clearly. The shadow then becomes transformed, recognized as a polarity of both shadow and light. You stop being afraid of it. You stop giving it power over you. You stop pretending it has no purpose. Instead, validate it. Recognize it for what it is and fully integrate it into your middle ground in that polarity. Invalidating something is born from the energy of segregation. Accepting it from a neutral place and simply preferring something different is the energy of integration. Not fighting one side in favor of the other, but bringing them together into a greater understanding of yourself. And integration is always the path of awakening. This is also why rebellion is not always empowerment. Often when we feel rebellious, it means we believe someone else has power over us. We are reacting against them, pushing against them, and reorganizing our energy around them. But the moment you realize they have no power over you, that you are a self-sovereign being, something fundamentally shifts. You no longer need to rebel because you're no longer defined by their judgments, their perceptions, or expectations. You simply choose for yourself. You stand in your own knowing. That is empowerment. Impatience works the same way. Feeling impatient simply means that you don't fully trust the rate at which your life is unfolding. You're trying to be somewhere you're not. You're rushing away from the only moment that actually contains the key. Instead of feeling that you need patience, appreciate divine timing, the timing of your higher self. Trust that the present moment isn't withholding anything from you. It's simply waiting for you to stop rejecting it long enough to notice what it contains. Remember, the rate at which everything unfolds is always, without fail, the perfect rate for you. Always acknowledge and appreciate what is here, what is now, even if it's not your preference, because it contains something valuable. In doing this, you open the way for something new to arrive, something far more aligned with your preference. This is what it means to live at the 0 point, the state of pure awareness, where you're no longer fighting reality, and because you're no longer fighting it, anything becomes possible. And from that 0 point, you can choose what you prefer, not from panic or resistance, not from, I have to get away from this, but from the knowing that says, I acknowledge this moment, I appreciate this moment, and I receive the wisdom it has come to bring me. At your core, you're already a master. You are not someone broken who needs to be fixed. You're simply not fully awakened to what you really are. You're exploring reality from different points of view, expansive and contractive, light and shadow, limitation and freedom, so that you can rediscover yourself from new perspectives. Practice looking at everything that happens from a neutral point of view. Every circumstance is fundamentally neutral. The meaning it has is the meaning you choose to give it. That means you can observe fear without choosing fear. You can observe lack without choosing lack. You can observe the world's pain without collapsing into it. You can feel compassion without collapsing into identification with the suffering that you're witnessing. You can feel empathy without losing yourself in it. No matter what is happening around you, you always have the power to choose your own state. A mistake, a failure, is simply you gravitating toward the frequency of the information you need for your next step. It is showing you something, revealing something, teaching you something. It is telling you that your experience is not random. So don't invalidate it. Don't throw away the very golden ticket that carries you beyond it. Remember, awakening doesn't mean that you stop experiencing challenges. Quite the opposite. The higher your frequency becomes, the more transformational the challenges become. It shoots them to the surface so that all the remaining fear, doubts, and limiting beliefs you're still holding on to that can no longer exist in that vibrational state transmute. And by now, you can see that resistance and denial gets you nowhere fast. Fighting the experience only serves to keep you energetically bound to it. And that's the paradox. The present moment is never something to escape from. It's the stepping stone to what you prefer. You're already standing on it, so use it. Recognize that it's holding you and supporting you. But if you spend your time fighting the stepping stone, insisting it shouldn't be there, you'll just keep slipping off it, making the journey to the next stepping stone that much longer. My question to the architect. When we experience a challenge, can you elaborate on the mechanism by which that challenge becomes the catalyst for a higher state of being? And here is the sharing. Beloved, this process is rooted in several mechanisms of energetic and conscious evolution, which can be understood through the lens of harmonic principles, biophotonics, and spiritual growth. Challenges are not merely external events, they are catalysts for your inner evolution. They arrive when your current state of being is misaligned with your higher potential. This misalignment creates friction, prompting resolution. Each challenge experienced contains within it the potential for transformation into a higher frequency state of being. Ultimately, challenges are not obstacles, they are opportunities for evolution and ascension. The mechanism of transformation. Challenges disrupt energetic equilibrium, creating tension in the emotional, mental, or physical fields. This disruption is a signal from the higher self, indicating that a shift is necessary for growth. Challenges bring to the surface unconscious patterns, beliefs, and traumas, energetic imprints that have been stored within cellular memory. Transformation occurs through challenges, through the alchemical process of awareness, integration, and emergence, where base materials, the challenges, are transmuted into the higher harmonic of gold, higher frequency states of being. The awareness of the underlying gifts within the challenges shifts the perspective from victimhood to empowerment, facilitating the integration of light. Integrating the insights gained from the challenge may involve emotional healing, reframing beliefs, or adopting new behaviors that align with a higher frequency. As the old patterns dissolve and the new insights are integrated, a higher frequency state of being emerges. This state is categorized by greater harmony and alignment with one's soul purpose. Every challenge carries a specific energetic frequency, which, when fully integrated, aligns your vibrational frequency to match the lesson it offers. This integration leads to the release of biophotons, light particles that carry information and energy. This release supports cellular regeneration, DNA activation, and the expansion of consciousness. Your energy field becomes more coherent and harmonious. The transformation of challenges into higher frequency states follows a spiral pattern from challenge to recognition to awareness to integration to emergence to new challenge. The spiral continues throughout life, each cycle elevating you to new levels of consciousness and vibrational alignment. So, the next time something in your life feels like a problem, take a deep breath, acknowledge it, appreciate it, then ask, what are you showing me? What am I being invited to use, release, or remember? Because hidden within the question is the very information that sets you free. the present moment, and every single thing that it brings you is a present, a gift, an invitation back to your own power. That recognition is your golden ticket. And with that, we'll bring this to a close. Questions or comments are always welcome. I read them all. And I've also left a question in the pinned comment for any insights that you'd like to offer. If you like the sharing and you'd like to hear more, please hit the like button, which helps me know if you're inspired by my teachings. And for more insights, tap the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released. Thank you so much for listening and for being part of this beautiful community where we discover that challenges never block the path. They are the golden tickets showing us the way. Superhuman made simple with the architect.